Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Programming Knowledge, and this is the fourth video on the 5-part video series on how to create user registration form in pure PHP. So in the previous tutorial, we have learned how to implement or insert values coming from this form into database, and in this tutorial, we're going to learn how to implement jQuery and the sweetAlert to replace our traditional feedback. So as you can see, if you try to implement or if you try to click on or type in different values here, so email at test.com, phone number, password, and then click on sign up. So we have the traditional feedback here, successfully saved, which is I think not that intuitive. So we're going to implement the sweetAlert to replace this traditional feedback. And instead of inserting the values to database using pure PHP, we're going to use the power of jQuery to help us insert values to the database without reloading the page. Okay, so first thing we're going to need is to search for the jQuery library. Okay, so we could click on or either on these links, but let's try this, the first link, jQuery, and click on the download. Okay, so here we could actually see all the options that we have for jQuery or for including the jQuery to our project. So accordingly, we can just use the CDN for our jQuery. But there are also options here to just use the CDN or other CDNs coming from some reputable companies such as the Google and Microsoft. So they're hosting also the jQuery. So for now, let's use this Google CDN. So open this by clicking on this link. Okay, so we could just copy this snippet for 3.x or for jQuery version 3 point something. So just copy the script and let's go back to our registration.php. And before the closing of the body tag, let's paste the script. And below this line, let's test our jQuery if it's working or not. So $sign and then function and close parentheses and open close curly braces, semicolon at the end. And first, let's just alert something for the document ready event. So hello. Save registration.php and go back to our browser, and let's go to our user accounts and registration.php. So we have the basic alert or JavaScript alert that says hello. So I think the jQuery library is working. So the next step will be to include another library, which is the sweetAlert. So sweetAlert will replace this JavaScript alert pop-up. So let's search for sweetAlert. Okay, so sweetAlert, actually there are two versions, sweetAlert and then the sweetAlert 2, which is a newer version than the first one. So sweetAlert 2 is a beautiful, responsive, customizable, accessible replacement for JavaScript pop-up boxes. So they have here a comparison between the normal alert and the sweetAlert 2. So first, let's show the normal alert by clicking on this button. This is the native pop-up coming from the JavaScript. And the second one, show success message. So this is the sweetAlert 2. So as you can see, this is much more better than the JavaScript native pop-up alert. So let's go ahead and integrate this sweetAlert 2 to our project. So go to installation, and we just have to grab the CDN coming from the JS deliver. So all we have to do is copy this script or snippet, and we just have to paste it below the jQuery library that we have integrated earlier. Okay, and now instead of this alert, we need to call on the sweetAlert 2, and then fire, and of course we need to define few things here, which are the title. Okay, title would be hello world, and text would be this is from sweetAlert 2, and the type will be success. So let's try this. Go ahead, save our file, and go back to our browser and refresh our user registration or registration.php. Okay, so as you can see, we have here a better and much cleaner pop-up, which is coming from the sweetAlert 2. So hello world, this is from sweetAlert 2 library. Okay, now the next step is to include or to actually work on the jQuery, so it would help us to insert values coming from our form and insert it into the database. Let's go ahead and make some changes to our registration.php. So in our form, we have the submit button, which is the sign up, right? So instead, let's define an ID for this one, or let us say register. And inside here, let us type in ID register. If it's click, okay, this should be function, and close here. And inside this, let's try the sweetAlert if it's working or not. So let's just check the sweetAlert, or once we click the button, the submit button, the sweetAlert should appear. Okay, so for now, save your file and go back to our browser and refresh our page. And let's try to click on this sign up button. Okay, so we have here the sweetAlert. So it means that the script that we're working on is working. Okay, so before that, let's set this aside for now, because our primary concern is the values coming from this form. Okay, so let's add some IDs to this field. So first name, let's just copy this. First name, last name, email, phone number, and password. So this will be last name, of course, email, and phone number, and this one is for password. So inside here at the function, we need to declare a variable for our first name. Okay, and then let's get the value by using the val method and specify our ID for first name. So copy and paste, last name, email address, phone number, password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be for last name, and this is for email. Third one, the fourth one is for phone number, and of course for the password. Okay, let's indent this so it should be readable. Okay, okay. So at this point, we could actually perform a validation to these values, right? So first name, last name, email, phone number, password, and so on. But as you can remember, as you can probably remember, that we define a required attribute to our fields, so we can be sure that the values are not empty. But we could also check for validity of our values. So var is valid equals this dot form dot check validity. Okay, so we're just gonna check if the valid variable is true. If it's true, let's try to alert true, and else false. And we need to supply a parameter here, and inside the valid is true condition, we should prevent the form from submitting because we want to use the jQuery submit instead of the traditional submit of the form. So I think that's it for this tutorial, and we will continue implementing this in our last video of this 5-part video series on how to create user registration form in PHP. Thanks!